Okay, so this is Mr. Wyrick, and I'm here to go over the semester exam review. It's going to be kind of lengthy, so make sure you stay with me. I'm going to go fast. If you need to, just back it up and rewind the video, play it again, and see what's up. Okay, the first thing on here, domain and range on each graph. Remember, you're going from the left to the right. All of these are continuous graphs. They are connected, so you're going to be using these less than or equal to signs. Remember, we're doing this as a multiple choice test. So you just need to pick the one that's going to be correct out of your options. So if they ask for domain, it's always X every single time. Cross out the answers that have Y. If it asks for range, it has to be Y every single time. Cross out the answers that are X. If it's an open circle, it's just a less than on that end. If it's an open circle at the top end like this, it's just going to be a less than. If it's filled in dot or if the line is touching, that's going to be less than or equal to. Domain goes from left to right, so -4 over to 1, from -3 over to 2. Range goes from the bottom to the top, so -7 up to 2, -7 up to 2. The answers to all this are posted online, so I'm just going to go over the method of how to get it done. If you're doing this one, take away this $4.99 shipping and divide your total cost by the number of books. Other way to do it, put this cost in right here for C and solve this thing. You've got the calculators, they're back, okay? On this one, if it's a function, if the X repeats, it's not a function. The Y's can repeat all they want, so don't even care about the second value in there, just care about the first one. If the X's repeat, it's not a function. On this one, the equation that has a slope of 0. If it has a slope of 0, it's Y equals. Okay, you can graph these in your calculator. You can graph the options and see which one actually goes through this point that would have a flat slope of 0. Write a situation that could be represented by this one, 15x minus 3. Every time I go to the store, I buy 15 candy bars, but one time I ate 3 of them. So how many candy bars do I have stockpiled? It's got to be something like that. I only subtract the 3 one time, but I'm multiplying by the 15 every time, over and over again. The value of X that makes the equation true, guess what? Solve. Graph the inequality. Remember, delete the equal sign, put in the inequality, find the graph that matches up to what you have. On this one, find the slope of the graph. Make sure uphill or downhill. This one's going uphill. That means it's positive. Count how far it goes up over how far it goes over. The rise over the run, that'll give you the slope. Graph the inequality. Remember, on this one, delete the equal sign, choose option number 6, which is the relation, type it in. X and Y intercepts is where it crosses the X axis and the Y axis. Remember, you can look at the points that they have for you. The x-intercept is always going to be a number then 0, so cross out the other ones. The y-intercept is going to be 0 then a number. Create a table that represents y as a function, just don't repeat any x's. The other numbers don't matter. That doesn't represent y as a function, just repeat an x. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter. Okay, on this one, it has the b, it doesn't matter. Choose the options on there, the A, B, C, and D, graph them, see which one matches up to the graph. In which step does a mistake first appear? Remember, you have to distribute. A negative times a negative makes a positive. That's where the error always is in this one, is if a negative times a negative, it has to be a positive. If 7 is an element of the domain, domain is x, put that 7 in for x, work it out, see what you're supposed to get out of that one. On 15, when we're talking about domain and range, and it's real world situations like this, it's gonna be discrete. It's just gonna be one number at a time. So it's going to be a list of what's going on there. The domain is the independent, the x value. The range is the y value. It's the second number on there. Put them in order from least to greatest. An equation that's parallel has to have the same slope. So if this is what they're asking you to be parallel to, it's got to be negative. Cross off the positive options, and then you can graph these and you can hit Control T, pull up the table, see which one goes through -6.5. The savings account balance, there is no x-intercept, it doesn't go backwards in time. The y-intercept is we start with the $50 and we add 100 every deposit. On this one, the meaning is the words. This is, we ran out of cookies after 6 of them. This is, we started, we haven't done any presentations, we have 180 cookies. Rate of change, we are losing 30 cookies every single time. Which one is not show y as a function of x? That means it's not a function. Find one that repeats the x values or that doesn't pass the vertical line test. Closing in on the end here. Which one is a function? It's got to pass the vertical line test. This one has this little bitty extra point. Don't let it trick you. Not a function. Graph the equation. Type it into the graph. Pick the graph that matches it. Number 22, the direct proportion on the dishes. 376 dishes and 8, so 376 divided by 8, and then you multiply that by that 13 loads. It's y equals kx. You can have the proportion, you can set up all that stuff. Just remember to think about it. 13 loads is going to be more than 8 loads, so you're definitely going to wash more, so at least cross out the ones that are smaller. The upper deck tickets and the lower deck tickets. Here's the secret on this one. The upper deck tickets are going to be cheaper. Cross off the ones that say the upper deck ones are more expensive. Then, if $650 is our budget, we can't spend more than that. It has to be the big number on the inequality. On this one, it's discrete. That's how we can do the mapping. So you just make a list of them for the domain and range. And then the cost of purchasing running shorts. You can't buy half a pair of running shorts. You can't buy a third of a pair of running shorts. So if we have enough to buy 5, and we need to buy at least 5 pairs, but we can't afford more than 10, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's that list. Hopefully you can use this to help you study. Remember, fill out your review. It's worth 30% of your final, and good luck on your test.